I think one of the most difficult things as law enforcement is to work with somebody that is constantly crying and complaining for everything and anything. And I don't know if you ever been on that type of situation where the person that work with you is always complaining, is always crying, is always whining. They always have something to say negative, and that create some sort of heavy environment that even the most easiest job that you could get, it feels hard than anything else. And it's just because of that particular person that is working with you. That particular person that is always complaining, that particular person that is always whining, crying about everything and anything. And you feel some type of way, and there's no solution to deal with people like this. And what I would say is that if you have any type of job that you always have to be crying and complaining, and that you constantly talking in a in a bad way about whatever the situation might be, or whatever the type of job that you have, all you got to do is resign. All you got to do is move on and go somewhere else, do something else that you might feel better about it. Because I believe, and this is me saying, there's there's no obligation for you to stay in a place that you don't feel comfortable, in a place that you don't feel appreciated, in a place that you don't feel like you are productive. And if that's the case, all you got to do is resign and move on, go somewhere else where you might feel better, or where you might feel appreciated, or where you might feel that you are productive. Because in the law enforcement field, if you are, let's say, a federal agent, a police officer, or anything like that, anything that had to do with law enforcement, you constantly have to deal with different type of people. And for me, I would say that that's one of the most important things, or the most important challenge, if we could say it that way, that you might face. Because even though for some people they believe, or they tend to believe, that every job is a routine job, I'm one of the people that say that not every job is the same. You might have the same scene and sometimes same character, but the situation might not be the same. And that's when things have to be checked and balanced. And you know, in the law enforcement field, every job is pretty much the same. Everything is repetitive. You deal with the same people sometimes. You deal with the same character, same scene. You deal with the same scene, different character, but it's always the same thing, pretty much. It's always the same situation over and over. And there are people that, for whatever reason, they always complain. For whatever reason, they always crying. For whatever the reason, they always whining. And if you are working with a person like that for 8 and 35 minutes, 8 hours and 35 minutes every day, or at least 5 days a week, or 4 days, you're gonna drag that energy toward you. You're gonna drag that energy to yourself, pretty much. Because even if that person is, let's say, the recorder or the operator, or whatever the situation might be, they're always gonna make it hard for you, because you're gonna feel that energy toward you. And even the most beautiful day, even even the easiest day, that person, because of that particular person, is gonna feel hard. It's gonna feel heavy. It's gonna feel bad, if we could say it that way. And it's just because of the attitude. It's just because of the 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 way those people express themselves or the way those people express, they I would say they stress. You know, they when they become overwhelmed over the same thing over and over and over. And my solution for those people is, or are, if you don't feel like that's the job or this is the job for you, all you got to do is resign and move on. I guarantee that when you came in, you were alive, you have a life, you were doing things, you were doing different type of things. And it's going to be the same thing if you resign. If you leave and you get another job or you do another type of job, you're still going to be you. So, you know, this is not the type of job that is for people to be complaining and crying because, like I said, that type of energy gonna drag you down and gonna spread out to all the people around you, and you don't want that. You don't want to deal with people like that. So if you feel that type of way, if you feel like this is not the job for you, and I'm talking specifically about the law enforcement field, then just resign, just quit, just go somewhere else where you feel that you are appreciated, where you feel like you are comfortable with whatever the task might be. So, you know, in this field, there are so many, different characters. There's so many different people that, for whatever the reason, they apply for the job, they got hired, they got the job, and maybe the job is not what they thought it was. And that's why they always crying and complaining. And I would say that that happened in any field. You're always gonna have that type of people. You like the same thing that you're always gonna have a lazy person. You're always gonna have a person that is always complaining, constantly complaining and crying. You're always gonna have that type of person that is confidence, that is competence to do any type of task that they ask him or that they might face. And it happened everywhere. It happened in any type of field. You're always gonna have those people that are always complaining, crying, whining, and calling the job all type of names, saying that the job is this and is that and is that. But guess what? Those are the same type of people that never try to move on, that never leave, that never resign, that never escape. So if you're dealing with a partner like this or like that, all you gotta do is block your ears. Whatever they saying against the job or whatever they saying against the position or title or whatever they might be holding, just block your ears. Don't listen to that because that energy gonna be transmitted to you, and then for whatever the reason, you're gonna feel the same way, even though you might enjoy whatever you do, even though you might enjoy the job that you do. So be careful with this type of people, and always protect yourself. Always try to do the right thing. Be safe, and don't let nobody drag you down with the negative energy. So this is all I have to say. So don't let nobody drag you down. Don't let nobody transmit that energy, that type of energy to you. And do whatever you got to do. Be safe and stay tuned for more. See you next time. One under.